Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Matt Muckerman, and I'm with PSG Marketing Solutions. I'm joined here by Michael Flavin from Skyline Mid-America, and we are here today to talk about driving trade show traffic and pulling off the complete show and being the hero. I want to thank you for joining us today, and we'll go ahead and get started because I know everybody's time is of the essence. So what we'd like to do is Michael, I'd like to ask you a question. Have you ever flushed tens of thousands of dollars down the toilet?
Well, Matt, that's a great question. I know my wife would be pretty upset with me if I did, but in terms of trade show exhibiting, I have not, but I know some of my clients have had that feeling in the past.
Yeah, you know, trade show after trade show, people show up, they set up the booth, they stand through 3 or 4 days of talking to attendees, and then they go home and go back to work. Well, you know, these people are flushing their company's investment down the toilet. You know, time and again, people don't consider the pre-show and the post-show as a part of their investment, and they also don't consider the most effective approach to each day at the show. So what we'll do today is we'll provide you information to effectively increase your ROI at each and every day of the trade show so that you can go from here and really make something of the event that you're investing in. So we'll get started with some introductions. Michael, do you want to go ahead and go first?
Certainly. My name again is Michael Flavin. I'm a marketing and exhibit consultant with Skyline here in St. Louis, and I have a background in design and marketing and sales, and I've been with Skyline for 4 years now. I'm a certified trade show marketing candidate. That stands for CTSM. That's a certification process that is sort of within the industry and one of the only university-based certification programs. And I work with clients that range from very small startup companies to multi-billion-dollar companies in revenue each year. So we focus to help them focus on their trade show results and create the entire trade show experience. And on a side note, I like long walks to the trade show hall, preferably on a beach.
And my name is Matt Muckerman, and I'm an account manager for PSG Marketing Solutions. I've got over 10 years around the trade show industry, and that includes working and managing booths, trade show publishing, and strategic development and execution of client trade show experiences. And PSG Marketing Solutions, we work with our clients to strategically align their unique selling propositions with their business and their marketing objectives. And again, like on Michael's side note, I relish the sound of a forklift in the conventions hall. So today, you know, pulling off the effective trade show is very much like a good book, and in any book, a holistic approach is taken. There's the beginning that sets up the characters and the plot, the middle that works through the plot, and an end that ties it all together. And trade shows are no different. Pulling off the perfect trade show needs to be done with a holistic approach. So we're going to start out with a poll question here today. I'll go ahead and launch that poll. The first question is, how many shows do you exhibit at in a year? So if you can just take a second to answer that question. The answers: A would be 1 to 2, B would be 3 to 7, C 8 to 15, and D, you go to so many trade shows that the convention personnel know you by name.
It's unfortunate for our poll questions that Alex Trebek was not able to allow us to use the Jeopardy music.
Yeah, he's got a little trademark on that one, I think. So we'll give it about 5 more seconds and we'll close out this poll. Okay. Thank you for taking the time to answer these polls. We'll have 3 or 4 of them throughout this webinar. We'll go ahead and close this one. So, and it looks like most people go to 1 to 2 trade shows per year. So, 2.2. That is the average number of shows that companies cut back on going to in 2009. And to me, that tells me it's more important than ever to get the most out of the shows that you do exhibit.
Well, that's very true, Matt. we see costs like shipping and drayage and labor rates, certainly on the rise. A trend that I'm seeing within the industry and as I work with my clients is a greater focus on measurement and specifically return on investment, or ROI. So because of the rise in these expenses, a lot of my clients are taking a greater interest in where the dollars actually go to and where they pay off. One of my clients actually committed an investment to their trade show program just as the economy was slowing, and their goal was to look and feel like a leader, the leader that they are in their industry, even though the attendance numbers were going down somewhat. Despite of the attendance going down, and I guess because of their investment, they actually experienced more conversations because they were able to create more buzz and impact, and they were able to use measurement to see where these results took place.
So, Michael, how much do you know how much is spent on the average trade show, and what does the average trade show budget look like?
Well, that's a great question. Budgets are going to vary somewhat based on a company's objectives and the size of the company, the size of a show, location, things like that. A general rule of thumb that I use when working with my clients is that you can quickly estimate a show budget because we found that the floor space rental is typically 1/3 of an overall trade show budget. So we're talking about renting the actual concrete on the show floor. And this is in fact sort of a formula that we built into some measurement software at Skyline called Measurement Made Easy, and it's something that we provide to clients and folks for free.
So is the trade show still a good investment, and have you seen show floors that are busy?
Well, I would say trade shows are definitely a great investment, and we'll talk a little more today as to why they are. But if we're looking at all other marketing and sales opportunities, there's not many where we can speak to so many people and have so many opportunities in a very short amount of time.
So trade shows are still a good investment, but you got to really take the correct approach. And at PSG Marketing Solutions, we like to follow what we call the 30-50-20 plan, and that's a way to effectively manage your trade show experience. So what you're seeing now is a whole trade show right there in that kind of donut. 30% of your effort should be on the pre-show experience, 50% of the effort on executing the show experience, and 20% of the effort on the post-show follow-up. And I want to take a second look at this, and you'll notice the colors changed on the donut there, that the ideal thing is that you're spending the same amount of effort on the pre and post as you are on the show itself. And that's what we mean by taking a holistic approach. So we'll get into section 1 of our webinar today, and that's of the 30-50-20 plan, and that is the 30%. And 30% is the effort that is spent on the pre-show experience.